You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Overtime is always fun, and it's brought to you by Emerald Water. Emerald Water YQR. Special minerals in it, right, Darren?
Yes.
Makes it special. Before we go off the air, I want to award the winner, and I want to know what we're giving them, guys. Okay, so let me know who's the winner randomly for getting us over 100 likes of today's show. Well, I was excited and actually pretty optimistic when I saw the news release from the CEBL last night that they have released their training camp rosters for the 2020 season. The Saskatchewan Rattlers, of course, are the defending champions of the Loop, and we are joined on the video chat right now by the president of the Rattlers, Lee Genier, who I had to get on the air with that news. Good morning, Lee. How are you, my friend?
I am fantastic. Rod, how you doing?
Good. So before we delve into the future of the immediate future of the CEBL, how was your news release received last night by Canadian sports fans?
Well, our intention, since, obviously the beginning of the year, as we've continued to move along, put together every piece of this as we were going to play. That means signing players, all the back-end support that is needed to put on a season. Obviously, with COVID, it has certainly thrown a wrench into the plans. But again, we have been moving ahead as if we are going to play. And I think we've said that from day one, that we have to be 100% prepared. And, and that includes still signing players, putting out a roster, and excited to play. As you know, last night would have been our home opener at Saskatchewan Center, and so many excited fans messaged me all day. A very emotional day, quite honest, because we would have had a banner raising and showed off some new bling and had some excited fans. So there's a ton of excitement around our season and what that next step is for us as well.
Randy in Cochrane, Alberta writes in, he says, I did not know of the CEBL until I watched the RP show. Very interested now. We love it, Randy. High quality basketball, but that is a bit of a topic for another time. The reason I asked for your reaction is I'm sure a lot of people must have been saying, how come you're playing and nobody else is? Or, the CFL's postponed training camp. What's the story on CEBL training camps?
Well, you know what is, now we have to say that with a grain of salt, that when we say we're playing, what we are doing is exploring every opportunity out there that's possible right now. There is a large movement to return to sport by provincial sport authorities, by the federal government. So, again, led by our commissioner, Mike Morreale, everyone is working feverishly to see what the return to play looks like. There's still a ton of moving parts to this. But we have a lot of exciting scenarios in place, which, again, in the last week has been a very exciting week for things to come to the next level. So, again, this is an ongoing process that, every day there is new developments for sure. We take them one step at a time, and every hurdle that we're trying to cross as well. But, our players want to play, our coaches want to coach, and what that next scenario looks like for us as well.
For the viewers that don't know, just again, I've known Lee a very long time. He's won Grey Cups for the Calgary Stampeders, championships with the Saskatchewan Rush, NLL Executive of the Year, and now a championship with the Saskatchewan Rattlers. So, Lee, take that hat off and just, as a sports executive, okay, how do you feel about, the commissioners, the presidents are getting so criticized? Look at what Ambrosie's faced since, talking to the House of Commons last week. There's no handbook for this. I just think that people are being far too hard on guys in that you couldn't have planned for this. From a sport perspective, how do you feel about where things are at right now?
Yeah, there is no handbook for it. Sport is like any other business, really. And, the owners, everyone concerned, everybody wants to get back to work. I think in this country, for sure, safety is a major issue. But again, it's part of our Canadian fabric. It's just life in general is what, sport has added to it, right? So I mean, we're no different than the restaurant next door that wants to open, and they may have put their life savings into that. So I mean, we've had an ownership group that is committed to putting this on. That made a significant investment to start the league. So I mean, as the leadership team at the CEBL, we are committed to doing everything we can possible. In addition, like I say, every other league, they're just trying to do, what any business should do is survive and do what they do, is play sports. So, right. And again, like I say, there's going to be all sorts of certainly medical professionals on one side and what this looks like, but and people go, well, sports is not all that important, and you're going to have a lot of people say that. But again, if you look over, what sports has done and what it continues to do, it brings people together, it unites nations, it unites communities. So I mean, we're excited about that. We are really excited. And, when that happens, if it happens, I mean, like I say, we are, I just got off a 2-hour conference call this morning with medical professionals looking at every option. And Mike Morreale has been literally working around the clock on every possibility to what this looks like. And, it would be a hub city scenario. And again, like I say, that's the commitment from our ownership group, from our leadership team to make this happen and again, get us back on the court for our fans, because, we believe that we have started something great. We have amazing staff that work, around the clock to have made this thing happen in the last 2 years. And, it's, and we're going to push it to the absolute limit to as what we can to try to make this thing happen. So that's gonna our position, and I mean we're not going to do it unsafely ever. We're always going to make sure that our if it does happen, is that everyone is safe in that manner, right? So there's certainly I know Randy, I certainly wouldn't want to be in Randy's shoes right now. He certainly has taken a beating. Maybe there's always a better way to do things, but the premise is he reports to 9 owners across the league. I spent 20 years in the CFL, and they want to play ball, and that's kind of the impetus of that. So I mean, we want to get back on the court.
One of our viewers, Casey Dolson, writes that he says the CEBL has 43 youth sports players playing this year. I mean, people are following it. And if I may, Lee, the one thing that I think is cool about how you do things as a marketer with the Rattlers, you make people feel a part of the action, of what's going on. Clearly, that's some way you do it. I don't know how you do it, but we all kind of feel invested. And you can see with your fans, I see what they say on social media. Everybody feels that way. So I just wanted to bring you on because I wanted you to know that we're in it with you. You kind of hinted that there's maybe been some movement positively, but I'm not digging in for the info. When you guys are ready to announce it, you know where we are. And I just want to say good luck with everything. And thanks for all you've done for us.
Thank you. Pleasure. And like I say, soon as we have that next positive announcement, and you'd be the first to know. So I can't wait to be able to make that, and most likely will come down from our commissioner. But again, thanks so much. Always a pleasure being on.
Awesome. Good job, Lee. Keep it up. Stay safe.
Thank you. You guys as well.
President of the Saskatchewan Rattlers, hashtag Rattle the Rim, Lee Genier. And I just want to say this, by the way. Known that guy a very long time. We've been at a lot of events together, cocktail parties and so forth, and it was always like this. He was with the Stamps, I was with the Riders. We would look at each other from across the room and just give it a... You know what I mean? I knew that he got it. He knew that I got it, but we were on opposite teams, right?
Game respecting game.
Yes.
That's what they call it. That's game
That's
respecting game.
Just
and,
that nod.
Remember that movie with Dane Cook, Good Luck, Chuck? Where the girls, every time they slept with him,
Dan Plaster.
Then they got married. then they got married. So then girls were lining up to sleep with him because they wanted to get married. The next guy they were with. If you want to win a championship, you hire Lee.
Hire Lee. Exactly. By the way, Jeff in Calgary, the Stamps fan, wrote in and said, what happened to Lucas Purifoy? Thought he was going to come on. He bailed. But he had a family illness emergency, we were told. So we're hoping to get Lucas on down the line because obviously he's got strong thoughts on American players getting funding from Ottawa. And I could honestly go another hour on all of this. But as Seinfeld says, leave them wanting more. So I guess we're not on the air till Tuesday, huh? We didn't talk about that in the morning meeting.
No.
But vote on our poll. Watch our show. Jordan's saying get the hell out of here. So we'll see you Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain on Facebook Live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.